Thank you everyone for joining our session today. Although today it's early in the morning, I know you guys are having busy days during Abu Dhabi Finance Week. It's a great honor for me to moderate this session and also co-hosting this Venture Park stage today with Hub71. Let me begin. I'd like to start off by asking your introduction first and what you do. Peter, you can go first.
Yeah, thank you. So my name is Peter Abu Hashim. I head growth and strategy at Hub71. A lot of you know Hub71. We're Abu Dhabi's ecosystem builder, tech ecosystem builder. My role in Hub71 is defining what does a tech ecosystem mean, what initiatives do we need to build, and who do we partner with, how do we attract the best startups in the world.
Thank you, Peter. Good morning. I'm Philippe Bakazi. I'm the CEO and founder of XBTO. XBTO is an institutional crypto or digital asset platform. We started in New York, moved to Bermuda, moving east. We're 100 people worldwide. We basically have solutions for issuers and exchanges and investors. And we are very excited to be here in Abu Dhabi, working with the likes of Hub71 to enhance the ecosystem and grow ourselves, but also grow the region, which I think is an amazing region and so much to offer. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for the intro. So I forgot to introduce myself. So my name is Edward, and I work as a Chief Platform Officer here at Hashed. So as Simon mentioned earlier, we've been investing into more than 200 portfolio companies across the globe. And myself, I'm in charge of managing overall portfolio companies at Hashed. So my next question goes to Peter first. So I believe that in 2023, Hub71 has established a $2 billion kind of, maybe I'll call it fund, to accelerate or boost the Web3 ecosystem here in Abu Dhabi. I'd like to understand more about how that has been going on and what has been the challenges or what has been doing well.
I think it's good to go back a bit in history before that initiative to understand how we got to that stage. Back in 2019, we were asked by the government to build the global tech ecosystem out of Abu Dhabi. So we started with that, where the initial plan was, let's bring startups into Abu Dhabi. We had a very early ecosystem back then. Let's understand what are the needs of startups that come into Abu Dhabi, who do they need to meet, what infrastructure do they need to be able to succeed. So that was the initial plans, how we started off. Fast forward to 2022, 2023, we were able to attract more than 200 startups, more than 100 partners, and we understood what infrastructure is required for these startups. The biggest learning, if I had to summarize it in one word, is focus. And that's what gets us to your original question, which is, we understood that when you create a focused ecosystem, rather than just a generic ecosystem where random people come in and meet, but focus on certain verticals, focus on certain teams, focus on how to do the right value creation for these startups will be able to succeed and grow as much as possible. So that's where we started creating the specialized ecosystem, which we call Hub71+. Just yesterday, we launched our third one, which is Hub71+ AI. The one you're referring to is the Hub71+ digital assets. So at the point in history, it was when the US was literally following all the crypto companies, Singapore, Hong Kong, Switzerland. All the Web3 companies did not find their right home. They were getting kind of kicked out by regulators. Businesses were shut. We looked within the island and we saw that ADGM has the right legal framework for digital assets since 2018. So we saw that opportunity and created that specialized ecosystem where we got the right partners. If you look at the partners there, there's around $150 billion in market cap between all the partners that we have. So we got these partners, and then we started attracting the right startups, and that's where Philippe and XBTO came in through that program. Today, we have more than 25 companies in this specifically.
That's amazing to hear, because Simon always told me that he visited Abu Dhabi about 5 years ago, and then during the Milken conference, and he accidentally visited Hub71 office, and there were quite empty. No one was actually there. But now and starting from like last year to this year, as you said, a lot of startups are here. So I see Abu Dhabi as a very dynamic from Hub71's efforts as well as ADGM. So that's very good to hear. So my next question goes to Phil. So I know that the XBTO offers a very comprehensive, platform, digital asset platform for investment, custody service, and so on. And I know that you have been partnering with Hub71 since then. So I'd like to understand more about what kind of supports you actually got from either Peter or Hub71 or Abu Dhabi ADGM. So would you please elaborate more on that?
Sure. So XBTO started 10 years ago. So we've been in crypto for a long time. We understand the ecosystem. We understand the technology. We understand the players. But we were based in a place where it was not necessarily very forward-looking in terms of regulatory clarity. So we were looking for places to grow, right? And we started in Bermuda, which gave us very good clarity. And we're Bermuda first. We're regulated first in Bermuda, but we're looking to be regulated here in Abu Dhabi. And because we don't know we know the space, we know the ecosystem, but we don't know the region. And to get really somewhere in the region, you really have to have partners. And Hub71 was that partner. It was a partner that had the means and the resolve and the clarity of strategy to help us. And we could also bring our expertise, our knowledge, our 10 years of crypto and understanding of the technology here. So we got our IPA here in July. I think we opened up the office with your help. So there was a lot of support, infrastructure support, collaboration with the regulator. ADGM's been great. And we are just looking to ramp up and scale up with the help of Hub71 and all of the partners that we've been introduced to by yourselves. And it's been a really good experience, and we hope to be able to really accelerate this going into what I think is a mega cycle next year. With the help of other countries that are joining in. Obviously, the U.S. is kind of shifting a little bit its strategy. I think that's going to be a good thing for everyone, not only for the U.S. So I'm very excited to be here, and looking forward to continue and working with Peter and the team at Hub71. You've been amazing.
Thank you. So my next question is related to Abu Dhabi tech ecosystem itself. So what I found really fascinating about Abu Dhabi is that whenever I met either Peter or people from government or ADGM, they all aligned with Web3. They wanted to go forward with Web3 technology, and they want to implement this new innovative stuff into the region. So having said that, my next question is, what do you think what actually makes Abu Dhabi so attractive so that you guys can bring like prominent builders and founders like Phil to this region?
So it's not just Web3. When we look at what Abu Dhabi is interested in, it's innovation in general. Web3 is completely, and referring to blockchain specifically, completely a new technology which is allowing us to do what we already do faster, more transparent, decentralized, etc. So any new technology, and we have more than 20 different sectors in our portfolio. We have more than 3 specialized hubs that we've launched. Whenever we see an opportunity of a new innovation, a new disruptive technology coming out, we want to jump on it, and we want to be the playground for these startups to be able to develop that innovation. We always use the word, and there's an inside joke within our team of ecosystem. Can you do a talk, can you do a presentation without saying the word ecosystem? It's impossible, because we are an ecosystem. And to be able to allow people like Phil, to allow other startups, our 300 different startups to succeed, you need that ecosystem where the startup is the customer and you are that product developer. Our product is Abu Dhabi, our product is that ecosystem that we're building from Abu Dhabi, and the only way to build the right infrastructure is to look at the customer and say, what is it that you need? So that's why when we initially launched, the first thing we did was put some incentives, get startups in, spent a year just figuring out what we're doing with these startups, and then build that ecosystem. So what attracts people is there's this single island that you come, work, play, eat, do whatever you want, and everyone you need to meet is between 4 or 5 buildings. That's the beauty of this ecosystem. We've traveled a lot to see different places, from Miami to SF to Hong Kong to different tech hubs around the world, and you go in and you need to know people who know people who know people to get to where you want to get to. When you come here, you just do one meeting, and from that meeting, you just open the next door and the next door, because everyone's working towards the same vision. The UAE leadership has always been visionary in terms of let's be number one with everything, let's be the fastest, the biggest. So everyone coming into this country is working towards one direction, and that's the ecosystem that I'm referring to.
Great, yeah. Phil?
I think Abu Dhabi has got a lot going for it. It's at the intersection of the Middle East and Asia and Africa. I think we're very excited to be here because I think it is the place that has a lot of momentum right now. It is the capital of capital. And I think that's just not a saying, it's very true. I mean, I spent here about a week, and it's incredible the amount of connections that I just made and the amount of interest there is in digital asset. The alignment here, to your point earlier, is incredible. Meaning, if there is a decision up top to do something, you can take it to the bank, literally. And so that permeates down to everyone, to the startup, to the scale up like ourselves. We're growing. We're not quite the startup. We're a little bit bigger than a startup. But we participate and we benefit from all of this clarity and this resolve. And you look at this conference, for example, it's amazing how incredibly well organized, and you can tell the resources that are being put to work is incredible. So we're very committed to region. And we hope we can continue to be here for a very long time.
Thank you. I mean, I couldn't agree with you guys anymore. So I think since we are running out of our time, I have my last question for today. So I think what I want to see in Abu Dhabi, what I expect in Web3 from today to 5 years later in Abu Dhabi, is the real adoption of blockchain technology in Abu Dhabi. So in order to do that, Peter, as you know, we are doing a crypto payment POC at our booth right now. So trying to actually implement this crypto payment here in Abu Dhabi. So that's something that I really like to see happening in Abu Dhabi within 5 or 10 years. So what are other kind of tech trends or innovative stuff that you guys are expecting to see in Abu Dhabi within the next 3 to 5 years?
I think there's so much going on in blockchain, but there's also so much going on in AI and quantum computing. I mean, all of these things are going to come together, and this is, I'm sure Abu Dhabi will benefit greatly from all these technologies. We're certainly looking at things like tokenization. I think putting everything on the blockchain is going to be a big thing. Payments will eventually, obviously, migrate to blockchain-based payments. I'm excited to see I think it's a great place to be testing kind of these things. And where we can participate, we'll certainly participate, and we'll try to take advantage of all these technologies and make finance is what we're like sort of trying to fix a better place.
And for the sake of time, I'll just say all the above, everything that Philip said. But I think one point I'd like to add is to get adoption, you need education. And I think every single one of us in this room, every single one of us on this island are playing a role in educating the consumers through your POC on the payment, educating the corporates, educating the regulator and investor. And as that education journey becomes stronger, adoption will increase in Abu Dhabi and in the world as well.
Thank you, gentlemen. So I'll be moving out to Abu Dhabi starting from next year as well, as I've told you guys in the backstage. So hopefully I would like to see more kind of synergy and collaboration with you guys down the road in Abu Dhabi. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.